Hello and welcome. Chris from Missouri here, bringing you another video about vintage baseball cards. In this video, I'm going to show you a handful of cards, not all vintage, some new. But I want to talk about something, and I usually don't get involved. I try to stay out of drama, and because this hobby, I'm having so much fun doing content, meeting friends, listening to you guys comment, and I just love it. So I don't like getting caught up in drama. But there's a quote in Hoosiers. There's a quote in Hoosiers that I just love, and it's made by not the hero, not Gene Hackman of Hoosiers, the basketball coach, but it's the other guy. And I love the comment. And he says there's two kinds of stupid. One is a guy gets naked, runs out in the snow, and howls at the moon. The other kind of stupid is the guy does the same thing but does it in my living room. The first I really don't care about. The second one I kind of have to do something about. Now I really don't have to do something about this topic because it doesn't affect me much. But I want to weigh in on it because I'm tired of hearing about it. We got to do. If I don't like something, I want to do something about it. If not, if I don't do something about it, I just need to live with it. So, I was mayor of this small town that I live in at one time, and I have people that come up to me all the time, and I haven't been mayor for the longest time, and they'll say, "Hey, my road has a pothole of it. Can you talk to somebody and see what you can do about it?" Well, I could, but why don't you? Ask me to go to city council to ask them about something. Well, why don't you go to city council? And, I'm going to do something about this. It's going to be in my own little way. But see, right now, PSA has changed the way that they grade cards, and they've changed what a 10 is. And so I woke up the other morning, unbeknownst to me, and my card collection's value probably dropped. And there wasn't any card that went down, really. There wasn't any player that I collected that did anything stupid. But basically, PSA said that their 10s, the way they view a 10 is going to change. And I have a few 10s, in this kind of stuff. This is a Mike Trout 10. And if I was going to be honest with you, I have about 8 of those 10s left. So my value has gone down, and I'll tell you why. Here's my Patrick Mahomes rookie. Now between this Donruss and the Optic rookies that I have, I had about 14. I have less now because I was giving them away as wedding gifts to both couples that if they were Chiefs fans. So the value has gone down, and those are 10s. And you ask, why have they gone down? Well, they've gone down because PSA said they're changing how they're doing something. So if I ever go to sell those cards, a savvy dealer or a savvy buyer is going to say, hey, I don't know if those are really 10s today because those are in the old holders, and they grade different now. So even though these say 10s on the holders, I don't look at them as 10, so I'm not going to offer you 10 prices. So that's how my collection has gone down. Now I graded these cards and slabbed these cards, and I'm doing that in my collection. One, now because I love the way they look. Two, we are just holding these for somebody else. We're their caretakers. We're going to pass these on to somebody else. And the person that I pass these on to, or the person that buys these, they're going to be in good shape. They're going to be in the same shape as I got them. If they want to take them out of those holders and make them where they're raw or naked, as I call them, it's up to them, but they're just holding them for somebody else. So I did slab these to make it easier for my wife to sell. So there wouldn't be any, that's probably going to be a 5 or that's probably going to be a 6. Well, they just ruined that. And no, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair to grade cards a certain way and then halfway through, 10 years down the road saying, well, we don't like what tens were back then, so now we're telling you what tens are today. Well, I think that's a load of crap. But I'm not going to get on this channel and just complain about it without doing something about it. I'm not going to watch or pay much attention to another channel that talks about this unless they bring me on and ask me what I think. And I'm not a good person I'm not an expert on grading, I don't collect like that. Matter of fact, the cards that I collect, besides some of the new stuff that, the young guys at the local card shop talked me into, the cards that I collect are older cards. And the cards that I collect, I can't not afford in a higher grade. I cannot afford in a higher grade. And I love how I collect. And I do collect the card and not the grade. Now, sometimes I get all excited and I'll buy a card that might be a higher grade, but I see it, I want it, and I feel like I better get it before somebody else does. So it's not going to affect me very much. I do feel sorry for guys that get a card, get it graded, and they want to sell the card, but they think it's going to be a 9 or a 10. I feel a little bit sorry for those guys because it's going to take them a while to learn what a PSA 10 is now by trial and error, and it's going to cost them money. I do feel bad for a guy in the last year or so pick up a card in a 10 and he sees a 9 right there, but he's grading it, he's picking it up because he wants the most valuable one. That card probably in a 10 might really have hurt him now if he tries to sell that. The guys that are flippers, and I'm not using the term flippers as a derogatory word. I got a couple buddies that are flippers because that's what they do for a living. I got a buddy named Carson who I like. Good kid. Good college kid. Paid his way through school, that kind of stuff. He buys a card, vintage now, and he tries to buy it from people that are wanting to sell them, and then he'll try to take it to a different venue and sell the card and make some money on it. Do not feel any kind of bad feelings toward him. Matter of fact, I'm pretty impressed with that. So I feel sorry for those kind of guys. I don't feel sorry for anybody that tried to take advantage of anybody else. I don't feel sorry for those guys. But I think it's wrong for PSA. Like I said, I'm going to do something about it. And what I'm going to do is I'm not sending my cards off to PSA anymore. Just not going to do it. I will, however, let me backtrack. Now I'm already backtracking. I will, however, send rookie Hall of Famers to PSA. Now, I won't be sending much because right as we speak today, I'm missing one. I'm missing two. I'm missing a Satchel Paige Leaf, and I'm missing an Ichiro because I'm not going to pay up for an SP1, whatever that is, and that's a whole different video. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not sending them off, but you know what? I probably wasn't going to send them off anyway because it is taking too long to get them back. And I when I get a card and get it sent off to be graded, I want it back in my hands soon. And that's why I send off to SGC. I just get them back a lot faster. But that's what I'm going to do. If you're going to sit here and complain about it and don't have an action plan yourself, I don't want to hear it. I don't. I'm not mad at you for it. And that kind of stuff, and you can complain. I just understand that I'm not listening to it. But if you tell me you got an action plan, you got something you want me to sign, a petition you want me to sign, or take a blood oath not to do PSA, man, I might talk to you about it. But I hate seeing. But I'm going to stick to picking up cards. That's probably not ever. I'm probably not going to be a 10. I will try to pick up some 10s though when I'm playing Showcase Showdown with the $25 cards. If I'm going to pick up a $25 card or a $40 card, I'm going to pick up a 10 now. So maybe I can compete better with my baseball collector. But that's only it. But I'm not going to worry about getting a 10 in a 52 tops Jackie Robinson. Matter of fact, this one suits me just fine, and I would love it more than a 10. I'm not going to pick up a 10 Jackie Robinson. This 49 leaf suits me in a 1.5. This is the sandbox that I play in. There's no 10s there, but every once in a while I'll see a card at a show, and I might go all the way up to a 5 on a short print Larry Doby just because it was there. Now, this is something I don't have to worry about much, and I'm glad. And I feel sorry for the ones that it's affecting. But do something about it. You don't go over to the neighbor on your right-hand side and ask him, hey, can you go to the neighbor on the left-hand side and tell them to mow their yard? It doesn't look good. You do it. If you don't like it, you do it. If we do something collectively, maybe they'll change. But let me tell you, there was something else going to come up in the lifetime of me collecting that's going to make me go after stuff differently. If you think PSA is done trying to get you to slab their cards, slab your older cards, or make more money, they're going to try to come up with some other way to get you to spend more money. SGC the same way. I don't know how you hurt somebody as big as PSA to get them to do the right thing, but I think it's too late. It's going to take somebody else that can learn from PSA mistakes and BVG mistakes and SGC mistakes and start their own company and make it better for PSA to realize that, man, we might have screwed this one up. Now, guys, I don't like talking about drama stuff like this, but it's going to take more than PSA doing this to take this smile off my face. It's going to take more than PSA doing what they're doing to keep me from collecting cards. And I tell you what, guys, this is just a hobby. Collect what you like.